I guarantee you're not in charge of whatever is happening next.
We're entering our flop era.
Shit's bleak out here. All right.
18 plus. Who wants to get milked?
What kind of quality we have here at Debate This?
I need the edge. I need what the raw, unfiltered internet can bring you.
This is probably only going to be the third or fourth dumbest thing I've said today.
That's for nobody.
Just out there raw dogging the internet.
Way more hog than I expected.
It's about as much hog as I anticipated.
This is going to be one of those episodes, isn't it?
Here comes the cow. Here comes the cow.
All right, let's get this over with so we can play Magic.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this show, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comic books, video games, and how if you've eaten the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie, you don't get to see heaven. I'm sorry. Those are the rules.
Now, is that because it's immediately blasphemy, or is that because once you've had the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie, you realize that there is no such thing as God?
Same questions.
Or that heaven is the Taco Bell Baja Blast
That was kind of
pie.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Heaven is a place for us, i.e. the Taco Bell Baja Blast
Yeah,
pie.
it's either that heaven, you realize heaven is the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie we made along the way, or it's because you're forever tainted and unclean and irrevocably changed. It's one of those two.
Feels like a cause and effect relationship.
Yeah.
So I have not had the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie, but a friend of mine has, and he described it in detail to me. And what he said was that it was basically a key lime pie, but the way that a key lime pie finishes on kind of lime flavor, it instead finishes on kind of a Baja Blast flavor.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're not talking me out of the anti-heaven pie.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not
sort of
convinced.
it's sort of an apple of Eden kind of a situation where
Yeah.
like, you eat it and
Yeah, I'm still like leaning towards trying this pie if I get the chance.
And let's apple of Eden situation. I'll eat the pie if I know that the worldly knowledge it bestows upon me bars me from the gates of heaven. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
If a talking snake tells me to eat the Baja Blast pie, I will eat the Baja Blast pie.
You'll listen to that talking snake. Every video I've seen of someone trying it on YouTube, they make the same face that you make when you like eat a warhead candy. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It follows it up with a like it's a little tart. So that's
Sure.
kind of what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
I imagine the flavor profiles, if you've ever been to a Taco Bell cantina and had the frozen Baja Blast alcohol drink, it's probably very similar.
Yeah,
profile.
I would have to.
Yeah.
I
guess,
have,
yeah.
and I would again.
Yeah, I have, and I was wasted,
save.
and I would not again.
So everyone, once upon a time, after MBAs, tech bros, and the US military realized that video games were a capital I industry, but before any of them actually knew what a video game was, there was this magical window where every movie and TV show that someone under the age of 25 might watch released with a tie-in video game. These games ranged from so good you forget it's a tie-in, like GoldenEye or Spider-Man 2 for whatever console of that era you played it on. Most of the Lego tie-ins fall in this range. To surprisingly good. The Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers, the Two Towers.
The two towers, Kyle.
Twin Towers, huh, Kyle?
I have made that mistake since that movie came out in 2004.
A second Lord has hit the rings.
Most of the Star Wars games, the SNES Disney platformers all fall in this category.
Except for The Lion King.
No,
That
The Lion King is a
platformer.
great platformer.
It
It's
is
just really
hard.
difficult.
It's just hard as shit.
All the Disney
Yeah.
platformers have that level spike, like
Oh, yeah.
10 hours in, so that you can't beat it by the
Renting
time your
it.
rental runs out.
Yeah.
The last notch on this spectrum from good to bad is literal poop from a butt. These would be like E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Superman 64, just garbage shovelware games that
most of the Nintendo DS platform.
most of the House MD games for the Nintendo DS.
Yes.
Which I did not know was a thing until
yeah.
you shared that behind the scenes.
Trauma Center walked so House MD could limp along.
But with the great Fortnite-ification of 2019, IP owners have realized that they don't need to hire an entire dev studio to make entire games anymore, just to make money on the back end, when they can just hire Epic or Tencent to sell skins at 10 cents a pop. And with that, we have more or less lost the tie-in video game, and by extension, the purest American art, video games based on TV shows.
Did you say 10 cents a pop?
Oh, Kyle meant $10.
I did mean $10. It's
if skins cost 10 cents, I'd have so many skins, you guys.
Same, dog. Absolutely same.
Did you guys know that the Infinity War crossover was the first movie tie-in crossover with Fortnite?
No, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
It feels right.
You got to think that happened, and there were a non-zero amount of people being like, well, after this, where do you go from here?
Yeah.
This is
You're so right.
Yeah.
Somehow
not knowing that
Palpatine
Sabrina
returned.
Carpenter was lurking in the background waiting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never would have guessed.
So we at DT Games refuse to let this iconic medium end up as a forgotten chapter in the annals of video game history. And that is why I have hotshot game developers Andrew, Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit Henderson, Matt, Deadliest Catch Sea of Chaos Cole, and Todd, The Sopranos Road to Respect Thomas.
All
Pitch me
bangers.
their ideas
Yikes.
for video games based on current TV series.
One of these features dinosaurs. I will let you guess which one.
You
man.
won't. It's Home Improvement.
Yeah,
that's-
Home
yep,
That's the
Improvement.
only one of the three I've played.
Yeah.
The screenshot I saw a lot was of an Al Borland sprite in
Yep.
what looks like a Donkey Kong level.
Yeah, you throw wrenches at dinosaurs at some point.
Incredible.
Insanity. So, devs, what current or recent TV show deserves a major home console release? Andrew, start us off.
Well, I thought a lot about this, Kyle, and the direction that I went is, I took some inspiration from looking at Dragon Ball Z's Budokai series, Naruto's Ultimate Ninja, My Hero Academia's My Hero One's Justice, classic franchises. All of these anime series get their own fighting game adaptation at some point, and then they get a sequel and a sequel and a sequel and a sequel. And it makes sense, right? These are shows that are all about bringing together a bunch of different characters with varying backstories and color coordinations together to fight for ultimate supremacy. And getting to play these games, you're basically living out your fantasy as a fan of the series to pit your favorite character against everyone else and say, no, this is why I think Todoroki is the best in My Hero Academia, right? That's why people play these games. So, okay, logic loop. While maybe this concept doesn't have to apply strictly to shonen anime, maybe we could apply this logic to a Western series as well, right? We've talked at great length. America has a ton of great anime-inspired shows that've got deep and engaging ensemble casts. You've got Avatar, The Last Airbender, and Arcane, that's a little bit more recent, that came out on Netflix a couple years. So, that being said, I'd like to formally announce an anime-inspired 2D fighter based on one of my favorite long-running tournament arcs in recent years, HBO's Succession.
Awesome. Yeah,
now,
man.
I haven't seen HBO's Succession, but I am going to need you to draw it back to a tournament arc for me.
Easy. It's a bunch of varying characters with deep psychological trauma, all fighting for supremacy. And each episode takes about 10 minutes in real time. And then you'll get a series of flashbacks on why they're so fucked up and their weird relationships with their parents.
Okay, you know what?
Next question.
That's pretty much what I remember from Dragon Ball Z, so I'm in.
They're basically the same show.
Yeah. Succession is a shonen anime, and you can't tell me otherwise.
If you think of Game of Thrones without dragons or swords and
Sure.
less incest, but with all the political,
I wouldn't say lessons. I would say different incest.
it's a non-zero.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen Game of Thrones either, but I'm sure that's
You
helpful.
get it. You get it.
You get it.
You get it.
I get it.
So coming this holiday season, Succession, Ultimate Beneficiary Showdown X, Dismantle Through Disinformation, version 1.2.
Oh no, it's
Andrew.
a guilty gear. He's doing a guilty gear.
It's a guilty gear. It's a Japanese fighting game.
It's a Japanese fighting game. May or may not have been inspired by a recent flavor text on Guilty Gear, which broke my brain in several ways.
He has not recovered, and we're all here for you while you do recover, Andrew.
I
But
appreciate that.
I wasn't even on that recording, but listening to it while editing, we're weeks past that episode
tangent,
now, and
yeah,
I caught it in a second wave, and it did damage to me.
that's great, Andrew. Nail on the head with Succession is a shonen anime. Let's move on to Matt. Matt, what TV show are you making a game out of?
Yeah, Kyle, I thought long and hard about this because, to be honest with you, I watch a lot of TV.
Long and wide about this.
And deep and tall.
Hey, you get it. I watch a lot of TV. There's a lot of options. There are a lot of really good options. And so I started thinking of like, well, what are my favorite video games based on TV shows? And as I was thinking through it, I remembered that something I love is when a video game based on a TV show can accurately convey the tone and the comedic hits and timing of the TV show and combine it with a fun gameplay experience, exactly like the Simpsons arcade game, which I thought had a longer name than Simpsons the arcade game, but it didn't. So, The Simpsons, the arcade game. It's a great game. Everybody loves it. Based on a TV show. It's funny. You got your Toast and your Bart Simpsons. Everybody loves it. We're going to do one of those games, and we need a TV show that can match the comedic energy of that type of playing experience while also giving us tons and tons of lore to pull from that only the truest freaks and fans of the series will recognize and understand. And that's why we are excited to bring the just ended 2024 show from ABC, I think is who owns What We Do in the Shadows. It's What We Do in the Shadows. We're doing What We Do in the Shadows as an arcade beat 'em up game. I, in real time, realized how little I know about the production of that show after reading its wiki
I think
twice
Hulu
today.
owns it.
FX, right?
FX, yes,
Oh, is
you're
it
so
FX?
right.
Okay.
I was thinking Hulu, and that made me think ABC, but it is definitely FX. FX is What We Do in the Shadows, which wrapped in 2024. We're sending it to the arcade, baby, and we're calling it What Would You Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Yeah, man.
Great.
Sure.
Man, the world is ready for a new arcade beat 'em up too, Matt. So
That's what I'm saying.
this is exciting.
Yeah.
Todd, round us out. What TV show do you have today?
Yeah, it's no secret, kind of as we've already gotten to, that all of us hosts have our trash. And my trash is reality dating shows. This is not a surprise. We've been doing this for a long time.
This is canon.
This is canon.
This is
is
a
known.
canon event.
on
Cannot
the
be
wiki.
avoided is a eternal truth. And okay, outside of the bit, doing some research, ranked as one of the highest demanding shows within the genre is 90 Day Fiancé. I just want to get it out there.
How does that? What does
Forbes-
that mean?
Yeah. In the dating show genre, 90 Day Fiancé consistently overperforms other shows, so much so that it had 14 million viewers in the last season.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
All right.
Gross.
Yeah. There are a lot of freaks
Gross
out there.
is correct.
That's Survivor numbers.
It is Survivor numbers. And so I think I speak for those other 13 plus million fans when I say we are long overdue for a game that is birthed out of the 90 Day Fiancé extended universe, or as I would call it, the 90 DFEU. And with 11 seasons and like a dozen of different spinoffs. So we have like Before the 90 Days, 90 Days the Other Way, 90 Days The Last Resort, 90 Days Happily Ever After, 90 Days Pillow Talk. That does not even hit the specific seasons that follow one specific sad man or woman or one specific sad couple. This series is alive and well and ready to come home to your favorite home entertainment system of choice. And that's why we will be doing a roguelite version of 90 Day Fiancé that I am titling 90 Day Fiancé, The Endless Quest for Love.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. Now, does it give the entire 90 Day Fiancé experience, which by that I mean you can consume the whole thing while being on your phone?
You know, this is going to be played as a pixelated, over-the-top kind of branching path party adventure.
Okay.
So it would port well to a smaller screen.
Perfect.
In fact, I feel like to play it on a full big screen on a console is kind of perverted. Like you should be playing this in shame on a screen that's meant just for you. Streamers will love it though. So, it could go on either.
Sure.
If you progress far enough, Andrew, you unlock the ability to have Subway Surfers playing next.
Oh, perfect.
Nice.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
I'm back in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Todd, real quick, what did you say the viewership numbers for 90 Day was?
I looked it up and that one of the seasons had 14 million viewers.
Okay, Andrew said those are Survivor numbers. Season 49 of Survivor that premiered in 2025 had 6.83 million. So this is double Survivor numbers.
Double Survivor.
Oh,
This
the
is
people
Survivor
crave their
season
trash.
4 numbers.
Yeah. Jeff Probst. Okay, as I also watch Survivor, Survivor is losing a bit of the flash in the pan. Survivor, we'll talk more about Survivor in the
Flash
post-show.
in the pan here 20 years down the
40
road.
40 plus seasons in.
The pan has been burnt for years. and
Wait,
it's
I
just
have an even
crispy
more
bottoms.
shocking number. The
Yeah.
all-time peak viewership for for Survivor was approximately 52 million viewers for the season 1 finale.
Yeah, I believe that.
Huh.
Well, and if you watch the most recent season or any of the last couple, that now you get people that are like, I watched Survivor when I was 7. And
They're metagaming.
Yeah.
The biggest version of that is, other than just them announcing, they'll be like, it's like when so and so got the idol in season whatever, I did that. But like, there was a kid a couple seasons ago that he took screen caps of the puzzles and then 3D printed versions of all the puzzles at home.
I remember that.
And it was a whole big deal.
Flavor text.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a huge deal because one of those puzzles popped up and he finished it in like 2 minutes. And they were like, Johnny, how'd you do that? And he's like, I have a replica on my desk that I 3D printed, and I've been practicing these puzzles. And at that point,
Been running drills.
the entire crew was like, fuck.
Well, what'll fix it is if they do Survivor 2 and give it a PvE. Anyway, that joke didn't
for
hit
you.
the way I was hoping it would. That's fine.
It's just for Matt.
90 Day Fiancé, Endless Quest for Love. It's a roguelite.
Okay. 3 shows. three bits. 3 shows that certainly have their fans. But what about the game? Tell me how the game's going to play. What are we doing? Is it canon to the show? Just give me details about the game. Andrew.
So, Succession: Ultimate Beneficiary Showdown X Dismantle through Disinformation version 1.2.
that.
It's going to be kind of like the recent Zelda game. How the Muso game, how it's like, oh, this is like a side story. This is what's happening in a parallel universe where like Calamity Ganon didn't take over everything, whatever. Or like Fire Emblem 3 Hopes.
It's canon if you all like it, and we want it to be
Yeah,
later.
exactly. It's canon.
Yeah.
It's canon depending on how well the game does. So it's going to be this kind of parallel universe, what if sort of a story that lives alongside the show. For example, instead of following the main plot line, this adaptation of Succession asks the question, what if Logan Roy appointed the new head of Waystar Royco the responsible way by, of course, announcing a tournament to pit the strongest fighters from across the globe against one each other to see who would come out on top as the worthy successor to his media empire. Because every major problem in life should be solved with a blood sport. It's just fact. Now, for anyone who hasn't seen Succession, the show follows the super ultra rich family, the Roys, of which Logan Roy, played by Brian Cox, is the patriarch. Logan and the rest of the Roys are heavily inspired by Rupert Murdoch and the very real world situation in that which Rupert Murdoch, who is now age 94, refused forever to name his successor to News Corp, which is AKA Fox News, the propaganda one. And this all led to all of his very rich children fighting in very visible and famous legal battles for years. And this actually just got settled last month or 2 months ago. There is a Rupert Murdoch successor legally. So fun note. Anyway, the show Succession plays out like a dark comedy drama. The main cast is made up of Logan Roy's children. You've got the haunted businessman with a nasty drug problem, Ken. You've got the lovable, horny psychopath, Roman. You've got the aloof oldest son from the previous marriage, who's just also kind of there, Connor. And then you've got Shiv, or Siobhan, who is the woman. Now, along for the ride, anyone who's seen the show, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, great show. They can't write Shiv. They were never able to figure her out. Along for the ride we've got members of the extended family. We've got Siobhan's goofy patsy husband, Tom. And then you've got the kid's inept cousin Greg. And this rotating cast of yes men that are, associated with the board. But the characters are all despicable pieces of shit. They constantly lie and torment and backstab each other, and you're just into it the whole way. You can't help but root for them as they lead this version of America into the dark age of disinformation. Fun. Now, as for the game itself, it's a 2D fighting game. I mean, it's a 2D-ass 2D fighting game. Like, what do you want? You've got light, medium, heavy punches. You've got light, medium, heavy kicks. You got your special moves. You got your combos. Everything is here. Each character from Succession will be beautifully captured in colorful 2D sprites. Think like Marvel versus Capcom, the old Capcom glory days, if you will. And players will be able to pick their favorite member of the extended Roy family to vie for absolute corporate control.
Wow.
That's it. It's a fighter.
It's a fighter based on the hit TV show Succession.
Yeah, that's a bit.
I mean, I honestly, for me, I'm stuck on instead of fighting for whatever Mortal Kombat fights for, your world isn't consumed. You fight.
We did a 3-hour episode on what they're fighting for in Mortal Kombat. Don't tell me you don't remember.
And Matt, if you think we remember any of that, where have you been for the last 8 years?
It was definitely the fate of Earth in some regard.
Right.
Yes, they're protecting Earthrealm from Outworld. Come on, guys. Come on.
We did a full episode over Nier Automata. I couldn't tell you shit about that.
I wasn't on that one.
Who was really?
Matt wasn't on that one, therefore it didn't happen.
If Matt's not there, it's not real. That's true. Mm-hmm. Great. Matt, what show do you have?
Yeah, Kyle, we've all played an arcade beat 'em up. You've got your Turtles in Time, your Streets of Rage, your Bads Dude, and your Battles Toad. We've all been there. We understand the gameplay loop. You get a cutscene that justifies the setting. Then 90 to 120 seconds of side-scrolling, button-mashing madness, then a boss, a score screen, and repeat. Now, imagine that experience, all while under the exciting pretense of running mundane errands, because that's what you're doing as a familiar for the vampires of Newark, New Jersey. Not
you don't even get to play
Island.
As the characters?
Nope, couldn't afford them. So you are helping the vampires take over the new world in Newark, New Jersey. Now, this is canon. Something really interesting about what we do in the shadows is that through all of the media that has come from the original Taika Waititi short film, it all shares the same canon, and there's overlap in actors across, now get this, the short film, the 2014 film, both New Zealand specific TV shows and the American TV show. Did you know there was that much what we do in the shadows? Before today, I sure didn't.
I think I did. I feel like there's more that you're not talking about too, but
not according to what we do in the shadows franchise Wikipedia that I am referencing.
Well, there's the extended Garth Marenghi's Dark Place averse, which is adjacent to what we do in the shadows, the original.
It is not listed on here. It doesn't matter to me. So anyway,
I don't know if that was a bit.
You are a familiar for a group of lovable vampires that you will get to know across your experience running mundane errands for them. Because that's really the thing about what we do in the shadows, right? Is you've got your vampires doing vampire shit in the shadows, but also like surviving day-to-day life in the modern New York, or in our game, Newark, New Jersey setting. So you will be doing things as a familiar, like going to the grocery store and knocking out werewolves along the way, or on night missions, going out to gather blood sacrifices to feed to your roommates and then beating away their friends.
Different game.
Different game. Beating away their friends as you try to smuggle them back to be eaten by your vampire roommates. It is going to be a grand old time doing all sorts of zany misadventures with your roommates who vaguely resemble vampires from time and history that are in the public domain.
Do you guys remember the Matrix game that was like, okay, get ready. You're going to be able to live a life, play in the Matrix. Oh, you're not going to be Neo or Trinity. No. Do you remember Jada Pinkett Smith's character for 4 minutes in the second movie?
Yep.
You're going to play as her and answer the question, what was Jada Pinkett Smith doing during all of the events
Neo
of
was
the
doing
Matrix?
all the cool shit in the first one.
Okay.
That's what this sounds like.
You're not wrong to think that. I will say, having watched What We Do in the Shadows, a good amount of the story revolves around like the main familiar. So like point counterpoint, not quite as Jada Pinkett Smith coded.
Okay.
Yeah. So the show ended in 2024, and knowing how stringent rights are, they're not going to pay any of these actors for their likenesses after the show is over.
Yeah.
So we got to come up with a whole new cast of idiots. And it is still What We Want to Do in the Shadows. So literally any actor on the face of the sun or under the face of the sun that we ask
Well, maybe not in the sun, but
will do it. But that's it. It's What Would You Do in the Shadows arcade beat 'em up while running mundane errands around Newark, New Jersey.
Good. Great.
What We
Great
Do in the
even.
Shadows fans would go crazy.
why does it have to be?
Because
why
the
is
other
it a
ones,
beat 'em up?
well, because
so
that's
many
the kind
questions.
of game I'm making. Why's yours got to be a 2D
Yeah, no,
fighter,
I don't think
Andrew?
you're gonna pull back
that's,
on that.
That's the thing.
Yeah, don't pick at that too hard, Andrew.
They're vying for it's a tournament. It's a tournament arc.
Yeah, and routinely,
Mine is foolproof.
No, you know what? I'm not defending either of you. Have at it.
All right, you tell your dumb thing. How about you go now, Todd?
Yeah,
I'm in
Todd.
charge now. I won the tournament. I'm in charge now.
I guarantee you're not in charge of whatever is happening next. The 90 Days, the Endless Quest for Love. So it's going to play as a top-down, pixelated art, branching path, choice-based party adventure. So you are playing your character, effectively building a party in a couple different ways, and then progressing down a storyline. And you start your adventure by, of course, choosing one of the classic archetypes of 90 Day Fiancé. Not specific characters, just the archetypes.
Just a party archetype.
You know what we're doing here. And so just some of the starting archetypes that you could have before you unlock some more would be someone who is approximately 65 years or older, single person with lots of money, looking to date someone approximately the same age or younger as their child. You could play the most...
Wait, nope. What?
Uh-huh. Yep. You could
Looking
play
to date someone as their child.
No, at the same age as.
Same age.
the same age as their child.
Oh! I missed a very important sentence. Okay,
Yeah, you did.
qualifier.
Yeah. You
Yikes.
could also play as an archetype that I'll just label the most divorced dad imaginable. That
Now
is
that's a tournament arc if I've ever heard.
Some are calling him the most divorced man
most
in
divorced
the world.
man of all time. You know, you could play as a 24-year-old who has never faced an ounce of difficulty in their life. That's a pretty good one. Or, of course, the classic, a young 20-something who falls in love with a person they met while partying at an overseas resort on spring break. You know, found the love of their life at 2 a.m. in a club in Brazil, as one
Truly
does.
something for everyone.
Yeah, and so you pick an archetype that kind of sets your beginning structure, and you choose a part of the world outside of the U.S. to visit, and that is where you start your run. The very first choice you make is out of a 3-branch path when you start is the person that you're going to try to successfully court in hopes that you end up in a happy marriage, of course, after procuring that 90-day fiancé visa. You know, you then get options after each choice or location you're in where you can effectively strengthen or risk your relationship. So you may have a visit with your family that ends up repairing those long broken bonds that you have with your children. Or you roll poorly in that instance, and you may strain it further by sharing that their new mom is 5 years younger than they are. You could run into your major first argument that, the argument was getting over the past, or getting over the fact that there is a secret that you're not, in fact, a performing artist. You actually meant to say you're an unemployed DJ. But maybe your new partner thinks that's okay. Or maybe your new partner keys your car. As each run moves through and progresses, you gain these new experiences, and you earn Fiancé points that can be used in the shop after each run that helps run along your archetype character. So you may be able to start with more money. You may be able to start with a more supportive friend group that provides passive buffs. You may be able to put points into helping your children love you more, so that you face less likely disappointment after you make a bad choice. With enough of those points that maybe when you announce that you're making the conscious decision that you're putting the desires of a person you met while doing body shots off of them in Cancun 6 months ago over them, maybe it'll go down a little smoother. But in the end, you are ultimately trying to have a happy marriage that doesn't alienate your entire family and doesn't leave you penniless.
Fun.
Sorry, what was the game?
Yeah, great question, Matt. It is a roguelite adventure where you are making choices at each location that influences how your character grows before they go on to the next one.
It's like a roguelike.
So it's a dating
game.
sim. It's a dating sim.
Yeah, it's a dating sim.
Yeah.
It has to be called a dating sim in the way that that's kind of what you're doing. But truly, at each point, you're trying to get better stat points and relationship points, not with necessarily the person you're dating, but your friends and family as well.
You sound like a guy trying to justify it buying a minivan. No, it's not a minivan. It's like a cool
van. You can call it a minivan if you want, but it's so much more. So much more.
It also does that thing where it pulls off and it can be like a tent or like a campground, right?
You get it. Yeah, if you take the spare tire out of the back, there's so much room for beers.
Todd made the Pontiac Aztec of video games.
Yeah, but wait until Pontiac Aztec Plus. It gets better.
Does it? Pontiac went under, Todd. I don't know if that's the comparison you want.
I guess in that point, it could theoretically get better for Pontiac.
It could get better for Pontiac, yeah.
Kyle, I've got terrible news for a statistic amount of these marriages that I'm talking about today.
Much like the Pontiac Aztec.
Much like the Pontiac Aztec, most of them went under.
All right, devs, we need to put something from the show that we can jangle in front of our players' faces like keys every 15 to 20 minutes so they don't realize that they wouldn't be playing this game if not for the connection to the TV show that they love. What are those jangling keys? Andrew.
Yeah, so just like any other fighting game of this type, big part of the draw is the big splashy special moves that every character is going to have access to after, putting in a complicated series of inputs. Now, these special moves are going to reference different events and other things from the show, right? So, for example, you've got Kendall Roy. He's your all-rounder. He's the main guy from Tekken who turns into a devil. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. He's got coked out mode. So you just, do your button combo to snort a bunch of cocaine, and Kendall becomes stronger and faster, and he's going to talk like a 25-year-old streamer. Right? So that's Kendall. He's the all-rounder. You've got Roman. Roman is the distance fighter. So he's the one that wants to keep a gap. His special is he launches a series of rockets at his opponent that explodes on impact. That is a reference to a scene from the show, and you only get it if you've seen Succession. Moving on, you've got Siobhan. Siobhan's our close combat fighter, close quarters fighter. Now her special is that she can actually block big hits by pulling a facsimile of Tom that absorbs a lethal attack, much like she does on the show. As Tom is constantly taking one for her. And then I wanted to also mention Cousin Greg. You know how we talked about this in Guilty Gear? Every fighting game needs a weird one. Cousin Greg is the weird one of this fighter. He's unpredictable. His movements are weird. And he gets into a special stance that makes him even more difficult to read with his special Boar on the Floor, which is another reference to the show.
Yeah,
that's for the show. That's
for Todd.
Yeah,
all the Succession fans in the audience are screaming right
Succession
now.
Heads in the chat.
So cousin Greg is our bedman.
Yeah, he's Bedman. He's Voldo. who's the one from Street Fighter? I can't remember his name. So now, while this is non-canonical, this is a non-canonical story, unless it sells really well, the big reveal at the end, it was going to somewhat follow along the lines of season 1. Spoilers. So notably, Logan Roy, not in the initial selection of characters, right? So when you go through story mode with any of the other Roys, you've got Connor, Ken, Shiv, Roman, Greg, Tom. You play one of them, you go through story mode, you defeat all the other characters. You come up to Logan Roy, who says, "Congratulations for fucking killing the rest of your family." You know how he talks. And he goes, I've made a decision. I've made a decision on the future of this fucking company. The new fucking CEO of Waystar Royco will be, and then ellipses, me. And then he leaps down into the foreground and he rips off his shirt, which revealing he's super jacked and he's got like an 8-pack. And he roars as lightning surges through him. And now it's time for you to take down the final boss, Logan Roy himself. And when you do that, you will be crowned the CEO of the company, and you unlock Logan Roy as the playable character, who in this example is Heihachi from Tekken.
Hell yeah, I was going to say, I mean, that's how, like, that's first Mortal Kombat, first Tekken.
Yeah.
That's how they all look.
Yeah. Classic.
Incredible.
I mean, I see it. I don't like it, but I see it.
Yeah.
You like it.
You like it.
Don't lie to the audience.
Everybody would be into a Heihachi like Logan Roy who is screaming while lightning bolts surge through his body. Everybody wants that.
Definitely. I see it online all the time. Just give us hot buff Logan Roy.
Yeah.
Great. Matt, tell us about your jangling what we do in the shadows keys.
Yeah, of course, Kyle. I've said earlier that the magic of the What We Do in the Shadows franchise is in the mundanity, but it's also in the infinite pool of vampire deep lore that the shows and movie continues to like pull from and pull in. There are always references to, again, vaguely similar vampires to those in the public domain. So we'll have Dracula, we'll have Nosferatu, we'll have Carmilla. They'll all be included. But there are also 4 actors who have bridged the gap and been in both the original What We Do in the Shadows movie, the 2014 movie, as well as the What We Do in the Shadows TV show. And of course, it's Taika Waititi and the 3 main characters from the show. Taika Waititi's Viego von Dorna, Schmarten, Schieden, Heimberg, Jermaine Clement as Vladislav the Poker, Pokeris, and Johnny Brew as Deacon Brooke. You'll, of course, see all 3 of those characters because we don't need to pay to get their rights back. They all have IP kickback. They'll get royalties forever. They're happy to be included. There is a 4th actor that was in both the 2014 movie as well as the first season of What We Do in the Shadows, portraying the same character. And we're really excited. We got them back to do a cut scene. It's Wesley Snipes as Wesley the Daywalker in both of those. So awesome. He'll be included, but the real jangling keys will, of course, come from the cast of What We Do in the Shadows. Kaven Novak, Matt Berry, Natasha Demetru, I always mess up her last name, Harvey Guillen, Mark Porch. They will all be included, but it's just gonna be recordings of their voices and lines from the show. We already have that audio. We're not getting them back. Again, we are not paying for their likeness. They will just be included as voice clips, something that all the fans will certainly love.
I don't know that I would care what it would be. If you told me, hey, Matt Berry's in this game, I'd be like, cool, I will buy it now. Thank you.
Yeah. If Matt Berry and Jermaine Clement in a game is like a pretty easy sell.
Right.
Too.
Yeah, it's enough for me.
Well, and especially Matt Berry playing his character in What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famously good.
Incredible. All right. Todd, give us your jangling keys. Jangle those keys.
God, 90 Day Fiancé is nothing if not jangling keys. Like they are there. It's not subtle. So one of the ways you can invest your fiancé points run after run to help get better in the next run is you can invest it into the likelihood of having an appearance of a 90-day Fiancé extended universe megastar showing up in a location to provide you a buff or a secret path or a high risk, high reward gamble. So the best way I can compare this is think of this as putting your thumb on the scale for various godly boons from Hades, because you can invest to get better boons. More, you can hone in your build by making sure that you're getting the correct boons. Now, if you're uninitiated, good for you. I'm so thrilled that you're not going to understand some of the things that I'm saying here, but let it not be lost that 90 Day Fiancé is a show about people trying to find love with one specific person. The fact that some people show up season after season, spinoff after spinoff, should tell you some things about the trajectory of their lives. So people that you may see, that you may be able to put points into seeing them more frequently would be, maybe you find Angela. She's a hard-nosed Southern grandma out looking for love, and she isn't here to take shit from anyone. So if you find Angela, maybe she's going to give you a buff to help you cut through the bullshit of other people and provide better options in future social situations.
Question for clarification. How many 90 Day Fiancé characters could you describe as here to not take shit from anyone? It feels like that's all of them.
No, Andrew, I'd say quite the opposite. Many of them are so willing to take shit from
actively
anyone.
taking shit.
Shit takers.
Prone to be they take.
Okay.
They may not take shit in their normal life, but boy, the pendulum swings hard when it comes to taking shit from this person that they just met and fall in love with.
It's actually helpful context. Thank you.
Yeah, many of them are just they are magnets for taking shit. Speaking of, maybe you run into Stephanie, who she tries to help you steer away from bad relationship advice by encouraging you to follow your entrepreneurial spirit like she did when she ended her season and then started selling jars of her own farts online.
Oh,
that is a real thing that happened.
I do remember that. Yes.
I will talk about it in the post show. Or,
you don't have to.
Oh, well, I do now. We put that behind a paywall, listeners. So for $10 a month, you can get access to our post show and you can hear me talk about Stephanie, who sold jars of farts. Anyway, or maybe you run into Colton, who is just an incredible problematic creep who immediately puts your run in hard mode where you are never able to move out of your mom's house. So lots of options depending on the kind of game you're playing, but those are the jingling keys. It's those star-studded appearances, and boy, those people are thirsty for kickback. The 90 Day Fiancé limited extended universe of influencers is not a deep well, but it's wide. People are clamoring for those paychecks.
Anyone got any?
It's that good of an idea, Kyle. People, maybe they're still thinking about Stephanie's fart
My
jars.
brain definitely left my ears after jars of farts.
Okay, you're gonna talk about the jars of farts real quick. So Stephanie, I forget Stephanie's whole deal. We have to do this. She was with a person. I don't think the relationship worked out. She went the route of I became famous. Now I'm an influencer.
Sure.
And she might have even started
the Theo Von route.
The Theo Von route, but Theo Von was on Real World and then waited 30 years and then became relevant. But this person, I think she went the route of maybe she had an OnlyFans. I'm not sure. Whatever it was, she started selling jars of her own farts. And to stay true to the science, she's like, I need to be farting more to sell these jars. I'm not farting enough. So she went on a high fiber,
buy it a nickel.
Yeah, she went on a high fiber, heavily bean diet and immediately developed some pretty severe digestive tract issues. And I think she ended up in the hospital, where I'm sure she had to explain what her diet is because she's trying to fart so much.
Boy,
that.
So is it done now? Are we?
Well, listeners, that's going to do it for us on this week's episode of Debate This.
Welcome to the forbidden knowledge that you can't now unknown.
God, I wish
That is the true Taco Bell Baja Blast Pie, and now I regret taking a bite.
There are family members' names, personal information that I will not remember, but somehow I will remember this Stephanie and the
Todd.
farts.
It sounds as though Todd was the talking steak this whole time.
I mean, I've led you to the forbidden knowledge. All you have to do is buy this. All you have to do is buy this jar of farts.
Does that make the jar of farts the apples of Eden?
All right, moving on before we waste any more breath on the jar of farts.
What a sentence.
It's time to promote your game. Which actor or actors from the show got roped into doing this? Either as a prominent voice actor in the game or are heavily involved in its promotion. How much does their enjoyment or disdain for this project come through in their involvement? We'll get your answers after this break. All right, we are back. Once again, super secret bonus question is, which actor or actors from your show got roped into working on this video game project? And how much do they like or hate it? Andrew, kick us off.
So since Succession aired a couple years ago and then subsequently ended last year, I think I remember correctly, you can't turn away. You can't escape Brian Cox's voice work. Brian Cox, I feel like, has done a commercial for every major brand. If you watch an hour's worth of like Netflix or Hulu with the commercials, you're going to hear Brian Cox.
He's definitely in his I'm going to retire eventually. Time to build my nest egg era.
He's in his, hey, remember when Orson Welles did the Transformers movie era of his career?
Yeah.
And frankly, I think he's in some of the best eras of his career. And that's why we've brought him back in to deliver a slurry of the most putrid cusses and slurs that anyone has ever heard. Kyle, if you've ever wanted an old white man to lash out at you and tell you he's going to grind your bones to make his fucking bread, then, my friend, you're in luck.
Great. I haven't wanted that.
It's for somebody.
I've gotten
for
plenty
Succession
of that
fans
in my life, but good.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, so like I've said a couple of times, the show is already over. We're not going to shell out to pay for the image rights of people no longer in our show, but we did want to bring somebody from the cast on that would keep with the canon and let people know that while our game takes place in Newark, New Jersey, you are only a short ferry ride away from the main crew on Staten Island. And that's why we're bringing Kristen Shaw as the guide, the vampire assistant to the Vampiric Council. Awesome. She will also be there to assist you as you and your new horde of legally distinct vampires take over the new world from, one more time, Newark, New Jersey.
Good.
It's very fitting that your game is set in Newark because it's like, hey, this is the Temu version of what we're doing here, and Newark is definitely Temu, New York. So
yeah,
if you were to, if somebody will be mad that I said this, but like, I mean, how do you go down from Staten Island? You go to Newark.
Get at us, New Jersey. Get at us in the comments.
Fight us.
We'll check the listener algorithm to see if we're getting many pulls from New Jersey after this.
Todd, I'm almost afraid to ask.
Kyle, the answer is obvious to anyone who knows the source material. We're getting Big Ed. Big Ed,
boy.
Native Eldritch, Nexus being of the 90 Day Fiancé universe. For those unfamiliar, I have put a picture in our notes.
Oh, this guy, the guy that had no neck.
Yeah, he actually.
I thought he was from Deadliest Catch.
Big Ed would kill in some high-waisted waiters. You're not wrong. Yeah. But Big Ed has been on like 6 or more seasons of this show, counting the spinoffs.
Whoa, so like a Photoshop.
His medical conditions, I believe he had like a vertebrae removed or fused together or something. But he is quite literally he's the Pikachu of 90 Day Fiancé. He is. That's
on all the box art.
He's everywhere. And like when it comes to the 90 Day Fiancé roguelite, he's in the promos. He's spotted in the backgrounds of scenes. And actually in your very first...
Hey, you Big Ed.
Yeah, he is there. And you actually get his boon in your first tutorial run. But that's like it. That's the first sighting you get, is he's your rare first spotting. And he is ultra rare that his increase can only be... you can only increase your ability to see him by achieving an S rank on each character. And so, again, this dude has been in half a dozen seasons of 90 Day Fiancé with spinoffs. If you think he's not going to cash in on this, then you're not fully appreciating the hustle and or grift that this dude has developed as his retirement plan, I assume. He loves this. He's in it for the game, Big Ed has had zero relationship success by the fact that he keeps showing up, and he's truly experienced some of the like hand to God truth, like truthfully worst humiliation of any human being on live TV. Like there's a scene where he gets naked in a hot tub, and the censor bar they gave him is comically small.
Oh,
like
man,
this dude is a punchline. However, there is not a paycheck that he will not chase. So,
Sure.
like, yeah, should he be
get
doing
that
this?
bread?
Yeah, this is his retirement plan. If he can get on a couple episodes every season and bank, 10 G's easy, that is covering part of the lifestyle by him just showing up and being himself.
Well, and then just the fact of like being able to say, I'm the guy from 90 Day Fiancé opens doors that he probably would never have dreamed would have been opened.
It opens some doors. Some doors have been opened.
Maybe they should have.
5 of them were on 90 Day Fiancé a second time.
Yeah.
Big Ed is sort of a pervasive mirror for the rest of us as a society. Like, am I the fool or are the rest of you the fool?
Yeah, right. Like that's the thing. But about the sixth time you see him on a season, you're like, no, I'm the punchline. I should turn this off.
I am Big Ed.
He's getting one over on me.
Yeah.
Not the
At
other
first
way
you're like,
around.
haha, look at this idiot. And then you're like, oh, I know the full life trajectory of this 55-year-old man. I know more about him than I do some blood relatives that I have. Like, I know intimately what his shit is. And that's,
and you're paying
like
for
I said,
that.
he's pulling one over on me at this point.
You're not getting paid for that. No, quite the contrary. You are paying for that.
Yeah,
true.
he has my.
So.
If they show me a promo where they're like Big Ed's back, I'm gonna watch that. Like I'm gonna mark the calendar.
Yep. Holding space for Big Ed.
With a chorus singing
Todd.
a slowed down version of Bad Leroy Brown in the background.
Holding space for Big Ed is my daily mantra that I say to myself in the mirror while I'm brushing my teeth. You are capable. You are worthy. You are holding space for Big Ed.
All right, guys. These all sound like great games. Give us your closing arguments, your final pitch. Sell it to us one last time, Andrew.
Kyle, look, I gotta be vulnerable with you for a second. I feel like if I don't get to do this,
Shut up.
I feel like that's it. Like I feel like I might die.
I get the
Succession.
reference.
I was going to say, is that a reference?
That's a reference.
Good.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
The Prestige.
Yeah, Kyle, what we do in the shadows did something that so few TV shows in a modern day do. It ended. It was good for a period of time, and then they said, that's enough. And you know what? I'm just not going to stand for that. We suck all the money out of things around these parts. We do not let people off easy. If they got Jason Sudeikis back for a 4th season of Ted Lasso, then goddamn it, we're going to put What We Do in the Shadows in an arcade cabinet.
All right. Todd.
Here's the thing, Kyle. 90 Day Fiancé did the brave thing that Succession and What We Did in the Shadows didn't have the heart to do, and that was persevere. Keep going. In fact, give more. Don't stop when you think you've hit your highest point. Just keep climbing. And I think a 90 Day Fiancé game to take home is what we need. Kyle, we deserve this. The freaks would play it. And I don't want to get into the talk of like future expansions or content, but the future seasons content would be effortless. The content is there in literal troves, decades of it. So I say, why wouldn't we recognize a successful product that just keeps giving?
All right. I think you're right in that we do deserve this. I don't know that it's a good thing.
Kyle, give the piggies their slop.
Well, the execs have all heard your pitches. They're gonna go confer, and while they do that, give us some good vibes.
Sure. Yeah. So Matt, I've not seen the FX What We Do in the Shadows. I watched the original, the New Zealand, I guess, movie which is why I equate everything that Matt Berry has done as one extended universe, because it's all kind of just runs together in my brain as as the same kind of dry humor slurry. But yeah, I think while I'll admit I still don't understand what about it is a game, I think that alone captures the mundanity and the absolute essence of what we do in the shadows which is a slice of life that just happens to be about vampires. And I do think you perfectly captured the spirit of what I know of the show, which is probably very different than the FX show. That all being said, it was very funny and I laughed a lot.
We take this.
Yeah. Todd, I've never seen 90 Day Fiancé. I choose to never see 90 Day Fiancé. Every time you introduce Big Ed to this podcast, I have to wipe it from my memory, like the Men in Black thing. So thank you for that. Again, I'll have to do another memory reset, which is unfortunate. However, all of those similar. I think what you did was perfectly encapsulate the mundanity of 90 Day Fiancé, but in a very different way. I think it's really funny to stick to archetypes and do like builds like you would have in a roguelite where it's like, oh, I'm playing this character class, which is just the most divorced dad. That's very good. You did the thing. I don't like it, but you did it.
Your buff is you have increased resources, but your debuff is you always smell like hot dogs.
Always.
Always. That stank don't come off.
You just, that hot dog water just
buddy,
doesn't clean out easily.
Yeah. Andrew, I have not seen Succession. It's on the ever-growing short list of things to watch.
Sure.
But I know the concept of Succession, and I think that doing it as a fighting game is really, really fun. Your description of Succession as a tournament arc was really perfect, and I 100% agree, and I think that that's a really fun take on it. I also appreciate how much, like Todd said, I mean, we're weeks away in release time from the Guilty Gear flavor text, but for the rest of us, that was, like 8 or 9 days ago. And I appreciate how much of it you pulled in, because while I feel like I wiped all the content of that flavor text from my mind, I know, like the Winter Soldier, a lot of it is still in there, and it'll never be gone.
It's there.
So,
it's in your subconscious.
Yeah. Todd, 90 Day Fiancé, great pull. 90 Day Fiancé dating sim. I asked you what you were doing because I had a feeling that our top choices very well could have been the same thing, which is like either What We Do in the Shadows or Bravo Slop. And I know 90 Day is TLC and not Bravo, but like you get it.
It's the star-bellied sneeches of Bravo Slop.
Yeah. So I was, it's the 90 Day Fiancé is the My Date with the President's Daughter of Bravo for sure. But I really like that. I think it's very funny. Big Ed is an anomaly that could only exist in 2025. And what better thing to do with him than put him in a video game? So I like that.
Yeah, Big Ed's build is like that extra buff Kirby, only not buff. It's just, he's just kind of a shape.
He's also Heihachi.
Andrew, Succession tournament arc works great. Like, you pick your fighter, you have to fight your way to the top, and once you're there, you fight your dad. Like,
fight your dad.
It works so well. I love Succession. I love the jokes there. There's some extra relevant ones right now. They're making their circles that are pretty good. So yeah, big fan of that. Really good fun pull. Matt, I see the vision. I want to make it clear. What we do in the shadows, but you're playing a familiar, doing like routine things and going location to location, but like fighting werewolves or like fighting a rogue pack of amateur vampire hunters. Like I super see that. The Streets of Rage, TMNT, Castle Crashers beat 'em up, but you are but a familiar with no special powers is very, very funny. And kudos to you both for picking series that ended when they should have ended and not doing the terrible damage to society that 90 Day Fiancé continues to inflict upon us all multiple times a year.
Yeah.
Well, the execs are back. They've made our decision. First of all, Todd.
This game is getting made.
Game's getting made. You win.
90-day Fiancé roguelike is not getting made. And not through anything wrong with your pitch. We reached out to the 90-day Fiancé people, and they said we are actually making enough money selling fart jars that we don't need to diversify
Good point.
Those streams just yet.
Yeah, they get residuals.
So we're going to get back with them in a few years and see where they're at.
See if the fart jars have grown in value.
If the sales have tapered off or anything. Yeah. That brings us to Matt. Matt, unfortunately, we can't do the What We Do in the Shadows game. And similarly, nothing wrong with the game itself. It's just that whenever we sent scouts out to help us build the map of Newark, New Jersey, they keep getting beat up and sent back home with wedgies. So we physically can't make the game the way we want
Newark.
to.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
it's a real problem.
So Andrew, that means we're gonna move ahead with the Succession fighting game.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I promise if we can make a sequel, we will take the White House and fly it to Mexico.
Jesus.
We're going the whole way, baby. Zero context needed.
Zero context needed. Thank you, listeners, for listening to Debate This. You can follow along with the arguments on Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon at Debate This Cast, or on our website at debatethiscast.com. If you want to support Debate This, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/debatethiscast, where for the price of $5 a month, you can get access to our monthly Patreon exclusive show, Deconstructed. That is definitely coming to an end. You also get all episodes of our backlogged series, our D&D show, The Office Drones. I will say that again. It's $5. It's been $5 the whole time we've had a Patreon.
Yeah.
Our Patreon is recession and inflation proof.
It's true. No tariffs on our Patreon.
Best deal on the internet. Until next time, I'm Kyle Harper.
I'm Andrew. Who do you think you are? Running around leaving scars.
Time out.
Collecting
Wait,
your
time
jar of farts.
Time out.
Tearing love apart.
Matt, was that going to be yours?
It was going to be mine.
It was going to be mine as well.
Yes. All right, we did it.
Everyone do it. Everyone do it. Everyone do it.
Yeah.
Everyone do it.
I'm Matt. Who do you think you are? Running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of farts, tearing love apart. Cole.
And I'm Todd. Who do you think you are? Run around leaving scars, collecting your jar of farts. You get it. Jesus Christ.
We're saying thanks for debating with us. And if you think we're wrong, you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.